Hey guys, Grim here. Today we are going to start talking about the longest range weapon that we currently have in the game. That is called the AGM 89 and is I guess I would describe it as an air-to-surface missile. It's a cruise missile. It's mostly used at sea. I may do some testing above land for it, but the terrain would probably get in the way. I don't think it would work too well over the ground. So this missile, it's a little bit odd. It's a GPS guided missile, but when it gets to the target area, it's actually capable of searching around and acquiring the target, but it won't work if you don't program the target's GPS coordinates in from the TGP when you launch it. You won't even be able to launch it if you don't give it some kind of GPS coordinates. But it's kind of strange because the target won't be there when the weapon gets there, but it'll still find the target and hit it. But if you try to be sneaky and you don't know exactly where the target is, you don't have it locked on with your TGP, and you just tell the AGM 89 to go over there in that general direction and try to find the target, it doesn't work. It doesn't find it, it just blows up. It's kind of strange. Another issue with this AGM 89 is that it's big and slow, and it's kind of easy to shoot down, so that happens a lot. It takes up a whole hardpoint all by itself, so I've even shot two of them at an NMSS type cruiser before, and they both got shot down, so I have to shoot like at least three. That's three hard points gone just for trying to kill one target in that case, right? But the NMSS is really tough. So I guess that's to be expected no matter what kind of missile I shoot at it. Another issue with it, it's not really an issue right now, but the AGM 89 is very expensive and it weighs a lot. The weight's only really a factor in other aircraft. It's not really a big deal on the AV-42C, and the price really doesn't matter at all in this game right now. As far as the built-in missions goes, it's not really that much of an issue. There may be some custom content where price is an issue, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's a couple of different modes, and I'm going to demonstrate those for you. I'm going to talk about them a little bit. Depending on what kind of target you're up against, honestly, I don't know if I think it makes that much difference what mode you're in, but we're going to show them to you anyway. So first things first, we've got a cruiser out there, and this one is set to inactive. It's not going to fire back. It's not going to defend itself. We're just using this one as a target for now. So the first thing is we need to acquire the target. So we're just going to do that real quick. We have to acquire the target with a TGP, same as we always do. And I'm a little bit far away, but all you really need to know is that as soon as I get a lock on the target, I'll automatically get a shoot queue. These AGM 89s, they're anti-ship missiles, and they shoot a very long distance. They shoot even farther than this, but yeah. Okay, so I have my ship locked on. I'm going to go in here to AGM 89. I'm going to set it to direct mode. What that means is just work like a plain and simple weapon. Go to the target, blow it up. That's it. This thing takes a while to get to the target, so I may cut the video to save time for you guys. But we're just going to have a look at it here. So the first thing I need to do is hit GPS send. And by the way, this is a moving target, even though you can't really see it in the TGP, but it's moving kind of slow. So GPS send, immediately I get the shoot cue. I do have to point at the ship, and I'm just going to go ahead and fire. And now the missile is traveling. I can hear the noise. Now you can see it's gonna take us. I'm just gonna move myself here for a minute.
Shoot.
Actually, I don't need to shoot again. So you can see this little blue dot. Like a little blue circle. That's the actual cruise missile. It's right in front of me, but I can't see it. If I look out into the world, I can't see it. And you can see the red bracket is the target area. The yellow cross is where my camera is locked onto. And that yellow box with the diamond in it is actually the waypoint that I programmed in to this missile. So you can see it's not even heading there. I mean, let me rephrase that. The ship is not even there. It's moved, but my bomb, it still knows where the target was. So there's nothing too fancy about that. It seems simple enough. It basically travels a very long way. So we're going to cut the video. We're going to show you a different mode. Okay, welcome back everybody. Now we're going to talk about skim mode. What skim mode is supposed to do is to get the AGM 89 to go down very close to the water and skim the surface of the water on its way to the target. I gotta tell you, at least in this version of the game, it seems buggy as hell. I can't always get it to go into this mode. Like, I'll set it here just fine, but when it's flying through the air, it won't actually do it. It's super annoying. Sometimes it seems like I get a higher success rate if I put it into a path instead of just firing it at the target directly, which is what I'm going to show you now. But even then, if I'm shooting it at something that would actually be worth it, like an NMSS type cruiser, which we're going to cover in another video, it's going to get shot down anyway. It doesn't even matter that I'm in skim mode. So I don't know if I really think it's even worth it. But we're going to demonstrate it anyway. So first things first, we need to acquire this target in our TGP. And there it is. But we're not going to send the coordinates yet, okay? We're going to come over here to navigation. We're going to zoom out just a little bit, okay? Sensor of interest. I need to do GPS send and make a little path out in front of me, 1, 2, where I want this to go. The last GPS coordinate that I send has to be from the actual target, or this won't work. It'll just ignore the target when it gets there if I don't do it this way. So now I go into my GPS screen. I have all my coordinates. I have to turn on path. And what I need to do now is arm up my AGM 89, and I need to fire it right at the first waypoint. And I should get the shoot cue right away, actually. So actually it's over here. There it is.
Shoot.
This missile goes very far away. I don't even know how far it goes. It goes a long way. It goes longer than 21 nautical miles. I know that. So now, if you can notice, like I showed you before, there's gonna be a little blue. There's gonna be a little blue circle traveling along this path. That's the missile. All right, we're gonna have a look at it now. So I don't know if you can see very well at home, but it's traveling pretty close to the surface of the water. It's not as low as I would really like it to be, honestly, but it's pretty low to the water, and that's what skim mode does. Okay, and here we go. You can see over here in the TGP, it's smoking. So let me show you the next mode, which is going to be SS Evasive. That means skim evasive mode. Okay, guys, I'm going to try to demonstrate SS evasive mode for you. I've shot this segment like 10 times now and it just won't work. This version of the game, this patch, it's buggy as hell with this particular missile. It just will not do its behavior no matter what I do. The only time I get any success is when I only use one waypoint. Okay, I'm gonna send the GPS waypoint, just the final target, but we have to turn on path mode anyways, and sometimes I can get it to work.
Autopilot disengaged. Autopilot disengaged.
And so that's it. I made one waypoint, the target, locked on, GPS send. I turned on the path mode right here so that it's lit up green. We're gonna see if I can get this thing to cooperate. So what should happen is that it should drop down low to the water when it gets close to the target, and then it gets really close. It should start to weave back and forth, left and right, and we're gonna see if we can get it to cooperate. And as you can see, it's starting to drop down closer to the water. That's a good sign. It means that it's probably going to actually do what it's supposed to do. And as it starts to get real close, it's going to start to hopefully weave. Yep, there it goes. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it looks like it completely missed the target. The target is alive. You can see the ship is still alive. This is another problem I have with skim evasive mode, is that it gets shot down by this type of cruiser anyway. This is the NMSS type cruiser that we haven't talked about yet. I'm going to make another video about it. And it still gets shot down when I use evasive mode. Most of the time it won't even actually do its evasion technique, and then when it does, a lot of times it misses the target anyway. So I don't even really like it. So I've got one last thing I want to show you. We're going to see if we can get that to work. It's called pop-up mode. And let's reset and we'll try to run it again. Okay, this time we're going to try pop-up mode. As you can see, we're kind of low to the water. We're only 325 meters ASL. We're going to go ahead and lock onto the target. We're going to send the GPS coordinate. Going to come over here, go into our GPS screen, turn on path, arm up the AGM 89, Immediately we get the shoot cue. Gonna go ahead and fire. Now what's supposed to happen is that the missile is supposed to fly to the target. Right before it gets there, it's supposed to fly up high in the air and then come straight down on top of the target. And I have a little bit better luck actually hitting the target this way, but it still gets shot down all the time. I don't even know why they put all these modes on this missile. It's kind of cool, but none of them seem to work very well. What I usually have to do is overwhelm the target with at least 2 and probably more like 3 of these AGM 89s. That's usually what I have to do. And let's see if it pops up in the air. There it goes. I think it's gonna pop up in the air. Nope. It's already high enough in the air, it's just gonna turn over and come straight down on the target. But as you can see, at least we got a hit. The target is destroyed, it's sinking. Sometimes the missile will pop up and come straight down. Other times it just comes, it's already high enough, it just comes down on top of the target. So those are the different ways that you can shoot the AGM 89. You can fire it at a single coordinate. You can fire it with a path. If you fire it in direct mode, even if you have a path, it's just going to blow up at the first waypoint. You can use skim mode to make it stay low to the water, but you have to have a path. You can use skim evasive mode, which seems to be fraught with problems. It doesn't behave right. The only way that I can get that to work is to use a single coordinate, the actual target from the TGP, but still have path turned on. Pop-up mode seems to be the same way right now. By the time you're watching this, who knows? They may have patched the game, they may have fixed the problems. It may have, who knows what may be going on at that point. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you next time. Grim out.